Hello boys and girls, and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's lesson, we will continue to work on multiplying fractions and real-world problems. For this lesson, you're going to need a paper and pencil. Pause the video now and prepare yourself. When you're ready, press play. For the first problem, I'm going to model how to solve the word problem. Please put your pencil down for this problem. Chris is 4 1/4 feet tall. His mom is 1 1/2 times as tall as Chris. How tall is Chris's mom? What is the problem about? I'm going to give you a few seconds to think about it. The problem is about Chris and his mom seeing who is taller. What are you trying to find out in this problem? I'm going to give you a few seconds. We are trying to find out how tall is Chris's mom. What information is important in this problem? I'm going to give you a few seconds to think about that. Very good. 4 1/4, 1 1/2, and the clue word, times. The clue word, times, which gives me a clue as to what operation to use. Now that I've made sense of the problem, I'm going to write an expression. Chris is 4 1/4 feet tall, and his mom is 1 1/2 times as tall. In order to multiply these two mixed numbers, I have to turn them into improper fractions. Let me show you. All right, boys and girls, so we have 4 1/4 times 1 1/2. I'm going to go ahead and turn both mixed numbers into an improper fraction in order to multiply. Let's go ahead and line them up over here, just so we can keep this organized. So I have to multiply my denominator times my whole number and add, when I have that product, add it to the numerator. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 1 is 17. So my new numerator would be 17, and my denominator stays the same, which is 4. So 4 1/4 equals 17/4. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing for 1 1/2. So I have 2 times 1 plus 1. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 halves. So 1 1/2 is equivalent to 3 halves. Now that I have my two mixed numbers turned into an improper fraction, I'm going to go ahead and rewrite my expression. Let me erase this real quick. My new numbers are 17/4 times 3 halves. They're the same as these two fractions. Now I'm going to go ahead and multiply as I would two fractions. So here we have 17 times 3. 17 times 3 is 51. 4 times 2 is 8. My answer is 51/8, but that is an improper fraction. I have to now turn it into a mixed number. I'm going to use division to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and set it up. 51 divided by 8. I know that 8 can go into 51 6 times. 8 times 6 is 48. 51 minus 48 is 3. That is my remainder. My quotient then becomes my whole number. What's remaining becomes my numerator, and my denominator stays the same. So Chris's mom is 6 feet and 3/8 feet tall. Now that I have modeled how to solve a multiplication of mixed numbers problem, it's your turn to try it. Let's look at number 16. Josh exercises at the gym 3 3/4 hours a week. He spends 2/5 of his time at the gym lifting weights. How many hours a week does Josh spend lifting weights at the gym? I'm going to ask you to pause the video in a second. You're going to make sense of the problem and solve. When you're finished, resume the video and we'll go over the problem together. Pause now. All right, boys and girls. The problem is asking us how many hours a week does Josh spend lifting weights at the gym? We know that Josh exercises 3 3/4 hours a week. 2/5 of that time he lifts weights. So I have to find 2/5 of 3 3/4. Boys and girls, a reminder of. What does that mean? Multiplication. So here I have one fraction and one mixed number. I'm going to go ahead and turn that mixed number into an improper fraction. So I have 4 times 3 plus 3. That's 12 plus 3 equals 15. So 2/5 times 15/4 because my denominator stays the same. So we had to go ahead and rewrite the expression. Now we're going to multiply. 2 times 15 is 30. 5 times 4 is 20. The answer is 30/20. Change it back into a mixed number. And how we're going to do that? By dividing. So let me go ahead and erase this. Make it simpler. Remember that's 2/5 times 15/4, which equals 30/20. So now I'm going to go ahead and do 30 divided by 20. 20 can go into 30 once. 20 times 1 is 20. 30 minus 20 is 10. So this would equal 1 10/20. I know that's not in its simplest form. I'm going to go ahead and divide it by 10. And I get 1 1/2. So Josh spent 1.5 hours in the gym. Let's review the steps on how to multiply mixed numbers. Step 1, make sense of the problem. Step 2, write an expression to solve. Step 3, turn any mixed number into an improper fraction. Step 4, rewrite the expression. Step 5, multiply. Step 6, turn the improper fraction into a mixed number. And finally, step 7, write out the answer. Go ahead and pause the video if you would like to copy the steps down onto your notebook. Now it's your turn to solve on your own. Andres completed a 5-kilometer race in 5.5 minutes. His sister's time was 1 1/2 times longer than his time. How long did it take his sister to run the race? When you're finished, submit your answers and forms. Thank you, boys and girls, for visiting my YouTube channel, Teaching with Mrs. Farad. Have a wonderful day.